my name is Egle, and today I'm going to talk to you about what it's like teaching English in Lithuania. So, first of all, I want to say that I don't teach at a regular school, I teach at a language center. So, all we do there is we teach English, and that's it. So, it's voluntary, it's not required, and because of that, it's a little bit different structure and format probably than a regular high school would have. The other thing is, and I'll tell you about my school, but I don't recommend somebody who doesn't know Lithuanian to try to do this job in Lithuania because you could only teach the advanced courses probably. Otherwise, and if you don't have ESL, a certificate in ESL, and you don't know how to teach English as a second language, it's going to be really hard for you because at least in a country like Lithuania, a lot of people don't practice English. Even if they study it in school and see it in the news and stuff, they don't feel comfortable with it. So it would just be a really significant challenge to overcome if you don't speak Lithuanian already. On to the school. So I work at a language center. We teach people from children to adults, and we have all types of levels like kids and teens. Most of my students are older than me, most of them are middle-aged, and I have one student who is younger than me. She's in her mid-20s, and yeah, so basically it's voluntary, people pay for the classes, we meet twice a week. Most of the lessons are an hour and a half, some are an hour, some are 2 hours, depending on the course that you get and what day of the week you have it on. We use a book that we work from, and what else? And so I have a couple starter classes and an advanced class. So I teach them differently. So I'm just going to read some of the questions that I got and answer them. So the major difference between school in Lithuania and school in the US, I will answer for you that school in Lithuania in general is less prison-like in my opinion. So I didn't go to high school here, but I have some friends who did, and you kind of learn about some of the things. So in America, it's more prison-like, I would say. Attendance is like super important. They're really afraid of kidnappings and crime, I think, and because of that, it's you can't, at least the high schools that were in my area. I think maybe in the West Coast it's a little bit more lenient, but that's going to cover my second point. But basically, you cannot leave for lunch. If you're not there in one of the classes, if you skip class, they call your parents. It's very like helicopter, like on you, like they have to know where you're at all times, where in Lithuania, you can kind of like buzz off and do your own thing. And if you miss class, that's on you. It's your responsibility. It's a little bit more loose. And I really actually love that. I think it's good to just have the students take responsibility for their own education. And if you don't care, you shouldn't have to go. Do whatever you want, I mean? I've always had this philosophy, like, if you don't like what you're doing, find something that you do like doing that is productive and good for you and for the society. The next question is, do I speak Lithuanian or is English mixed in as I'm teaching them more and more words? So for my starter classes, I for sure in the beginning just speak Lithuanian and teach them English as I go. And for me, it was even like I had to get used to teaching and explain and like let them pronounce everything, because I forget that they don't know how to pronounce stuff and that they feel uncomfortable and maybe self-conscious doing it. So I remember when I realized that they're like nervous about pronunciation, I was like, oh wait, let's pronounce everything a couple times. So that was really funny for me. And as I go through the course, I have them practice speaking more and more phrases, more and more words. And a lot of times when I'm teaching a new concept, I will try to tie it back into something, or I will have them demonstrate to me that they really understand it. So for example, in this unit just recently, in the last couple weeks, I taught them adjectives. We talked about adjectives. So because we already knew a little bit about singular and plural nouns and a little bit about different sentence structures, and since we knew nouns and verbs, some nouns and some verbs, I had them give me examples using adjectives and different sentence structures on the board so that they could see that they can actually work with those ideas and express them in different ways, and that they are capable. And it was a little bit confusing for them, but I think it also showed them that they do understand and they are capable of doing the language and manipulating that language in a similar way as they can with Lithuanian. And the other thing is I try to make it really useful for them. So this week I taught them, for example, one of the units that we studied was money and price and cost. And I taught them the words and taught them how to order off a menu and all that. And then towards the end of class, I taught them, I said to them, I was like, I know you're Lithuanians and you love to haggle, so I'm going to teach you how to haggle. So I taught them, like, how can I get a discount, and like, can I get this for this price, and all that. So I just try to keep it fun, and I really, I try to kind of catch them a little bit by surprise and delight them, and make it as entertaining and friendly and as possible. And I try to really make sure that they feel like they're capable of doing it, because I think believing that you can do it is the most important part of learning. So I really try to be encouraging, because I know that they all can learn. So the last question I got was, how do I plan each lesson for each class? So at first, for me, it was really nerve-wracking, and it took a long time to prepare for each class, because I was not used to teaching. I'm very good at English. I would say I'm like an expert writer. I studied writing at NYU, which I didn't even realize that I was taking so many writing classes, but this is not about me. But I'm a really good writer, so I understand how to express myself in English really well, and I studied grammar in Lithuania before moving to America. So I knew grammar, English grammar, really, really well before leaving Lithuania, and I would probably know grammar better than a lot of Americans do. So that's not the challenge for me. The challenge for me was just getting used to the pace of leading a class and working from a book. So it used to take me as long as the class would take, that's how long it took me to prepare for it. As time has gone on, I've become more comfortable with the structure and format of the book that we're teaching from. So now I can kind of look at it, read through it, and look at what I might want to change up or cut out. And then what's really great is not only do we have a book, the book uses videos and audio recordings, so students get a more multimedia approach of learning. And for teachers, there are lesson plans for each class prepared. So I really started using the lesson plans, and it's really helped me speed up with my preparation. And so it has the answers to all the exercises, as well as it has notes about pre-teaching certain words and drawing their attention to certain things, and certain grammar rules explained a little bit better. So that really helps me a lot, and it helps me prepare a lot faster. That is the main thing. Those are the main questions. If you have any follow-up questions, please let me know, and I hope this answered any curiosity you had about teaching English in Lithuania. And thank you so much for watching, and viso gero.